When we think of Halloween, we think of scary movies. And one of the scariest is George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Although Romero shot the low-budget film in Pittsburgh, there is a local Western New York connection. His name is Gary Mosher, and he got his big acting break in Romero's 1968 horror film.
Well, I've always had an interest in theater. I was part of the local theater group, Niagara Falls Little Theater. We had done some summer stock. I had done a little bit of modeling. I had done a Sears ad a couple months before I met John Russo, who turned out to be the associate producer of Night of the Living Dead. John was in the audience at one of our performances of Hamlet, and he said that he liked my look, which seemed kind of strange to me because I had contacted a couple agents in LA, and they made it clear to me that I didn't have that Hollywood look that most directors are looking for. But he convinced me to fly out to Pittsburgh. I met with George Romero. We did a little screen test, and the rest is history.
Night of the Living Dead casting director, Warren Bigelow.
Well, I mean, this was a very crucial part in the film, a very critical role of an extra. And when I saw Gary's audition tape, I mean, it just said, that guy has got something. I mean, it was perfect. He was a natural.
Okay, just look at the camera. Now, you're hungry for human flesh, and go!
Was that okay?
That's it!
Gary, tell us what your experience on the set was like.
Well, I got to tell you that those days were really wild. It was great because we were all learning. We were all kind of new to it. We were all like a big family. I mean, it was really great. Fortunately, I didn't have to spend a lot of time in makeup, so I had a lot of time to walk around and meet with the rest of the cast and the crew and really experience what it was like to be on a movie set for the first time.
The film was a commercial success, catapulting Gary to superstardom.
It got me a lot more parts. Unfortunately, they weren't always the parts that I wanted. There was a certain element of typecasting. I certainly wasn't offered too many romantic leads or anything like that. You know, anywhere that I went locally, I had people staring at me now, a little more than usual.
At that stage of his career, Gary refused to be just another pretty-faced Hollywood actor. Instead, he tried out for a more serious role in life.
I felt that given the new fame that I was handed because of this part, that this was my opportunity to give back to the community. And I decided to run for city council.
Vote Gary Mosher, undeniably, unquestionably, undead. Paid for by the Friends of Gary Mosher.
It was an unsuccessful bid. Quite honestly, I didn't have the financial backing that was really necessary.
After sinking his life savings into his failed political campaign, Gary had to resort to drastic measures.
At that point, I started taking odd jobs locally, a little bit of carpentry. Currently, I am in food service. It's good, you know, I get to interact with the public, keeps me on my toes. I really, you know, it's fast-paced. It's an enjoyable job.
What are you working on now? What's your passion?
Well, I've decided that I want to try to get back into the industry. I want to try to get back into film. I'm currently working on a screenplay. It's a children's movie. It's called Terry's World. It's about the little boy's imaginary world and how he escapes into that when life becomes difficult. You know, I want to do something for the kids.
Is there a bit of Gary in Terry?
Well, I mean, any artist is got to be honest. There's always a little bit of themselves in their work, and you know, this gives me a chance to find that child in me.